It should come as no surprise that gamers want to take their experience of Sea of Thieves, which is already an intense pirate adventure on a flat screen, to the next level by playing it in virtual reality. Is virtual reality support available for Sea of Thieves? Does it have at least a VR mod available if there is no official support for the feature? Let's find out. Sea of Thieves is an action-adventure video game that takes place on the open seas and challenges players to navigate a gorgeously depicted ocean over the course of the game. The way light reflects off of the water is beautifully done, and simply cruising around and taking in the scenery of the ocean is a nice way to pass the time while you are waiting for your friends to join you in the activity. Players take on the role of pirates or ordinary sailors while experiencing the game from a first-person perspective. When playing the game as the common sailor, you are given a ship. Some buddies if you are playing with more than one person or in cooperative mode, and limited directives along the lines of sail to an island and retrieve something important back. Now on the other side, as you can think, pretending to be a pirate is a lawless activity, but it also has the potential to be more fun. Keep an eye out for other ships and don't be afraid to assault them for their gold and other valuables. After you've captured it, you can sell it at the next port you visit. Keep an eye out for sunken ships, as you may be able to enter them and loot them for sugar and tea to barter with other players. This will make for an especially nice treat. There are other sea monsters to defeat, such as krakens and megalodons. There is one megalodon in particular that is extremely uncommon and is known as the Shrouded Ghost. It may be coaxed out from the depths by offering it gold. In a nutshell, by you discarding the riches you have previously acquired. If you are successful in bringing your treasure back to port, you will be able to sell it for gold, which may then be spent to make improvements, mostly aesthetic, to your ship's hull and sails as well as your weaponry. You may avoid dealing with a middleman by destroying other ships or skeletal forts and taking their gold directly. This will allow you to expedite the process. Skeleton outposts are marketed to each and every player in the game by a cloud in the appearance of a skull that hovers above the stronghold. This attracts the attention of all players, including regular sailors and pirates, so be ready for a lot of a free-for-all when the battle begins. The game features a colorful cartoonish design and an emphasis on mechanics that allows individuals to withstand the most improbable stunts, for example, being fired out of a cannon. Put your skills to the test and see how many crazy things you can get your character to do. The game starts out with the player having access to 4 different weapons, none of which can be upgraded. This places more of a focus on having fun than on the actual fights that take place in the game. You are also given a limited supply of ammunition, and in order to reload your weapons, with the exception of the cutlass, you will be required to locate more ammunition crates. The flintlock pistol, the cutlass, the sniper rifle, and the blunderbuss are the 4 weapons. The sniper rifle is particularly stealthy for pirates. The players are required to learn how to maneuver the ship by traveling to the appropriate location, raising and lowering the sails, and firing the cannons when required. There are roughly 3 different modes to play, which are 1. Solo mode. As the game is intended to be played by a number of people at once, this mode of play tends to be rather peaceful. The player that is playing alone will be responsible for all aspects of the game, including navigation, defense, and offense. In the other game types, the charm of the game lies in the fact that it encourages players to make arbitrary choices, which in turn increases the level of excitement. Even if you have entire control over the game, there is still a lack of human element that might make it feel uninteresting at times, even though you do have that option. Small ships with 1 or 2 sails can be sailed by a single player in the solo mode, since larger ships with 3 sails are impossible for a single person to control. 2. Cooperative mode. In this mode, you and your friends will be working together as a team, and collaboration will be essential to your success. Because the player who is steering the ship is unable to see the map, it is the responsibility of the navigator to communicate with them and let them know in which direction to go. This must be done in a timely manner so that you can avoid islands, rocks, and other ships that are manned by players who are eager to attack you. 3. Multiple mode. You'll find yourself attracted to or repulsed by the strangers you're partnered with. You have the option of playing as a pirate ship and attacking other ships in place of going on quests. However, you should take care not to engage in griefing, which is the in-game equivalent of teasing and involves harassing other participants in an abusive manner. One way to engage in griefing is to stand near trading ports in order to trap other participants by not offering them a flaunting chance of maintaining their own loot. Oh, and one more thing. Keep an eye out for the sharks. Sharks, on the other hand, do respond when they see players or ships, but swarms of fish do not. The moment they have the chance, sharks will devour you instantly. Anyways, when talking about this game specifically, you are wondering how to play this game in VR mode. Don't worry, we got you covered. The unauthorized Sea of Thieves VR mode can be played in the following manner. 1. Get the VorpX software by making a purchase. 2. Launch the application after you've installed it. And 3. Sea of Thieves may be experienced in virtual reality by utilizing the direct VR gameplay option. In order to participate in the Sea of Thieves VR mode, you will need to purchase VorpX, which will set you back $47.99 USD. At this time, there is no free virtual reality mod available for Sea of Thieves. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. VorpX is a kind of 3D driver software that can transform games that do not support virtual reality in DirectX 9 through 11 into virtual reality games. For the sake of keeping the process straightforward, it accomplishes this with as little need for user input as feasible. Having said that, it does include customization options, which let players fine-tune parameters such as the resolution and field of vision. At this time, the only option to play Sea of Thieves in virtual reality is by using VorpX, because the developers do not appear to have any intentions to add an official VR mode. Fans will have to shell out money for VorpX in order to navigate the oceans in a 3D environment that is virtualized. The new expansion, A Pirate's Life, is now available for players to enjoy in Sea of Thieves, even if they do not have a VR headset. The release of this expansion was preceded by some maintenance and a sizable download. It brings a large amount of brand new material based on Pirates of the Caribbean, some of which includes the recognizable character Captain Jack Sparrow. Naturally, a great many of individuals are curious as to who provides the voice of the salty skipper. Nevertheless, the creators of this game are on the verge of creating something extraordinary in virtual reality that a large number of people have also desired. This game is really awesome, and I hope the developers will release a true VR version of this game soon. However, we believe that these types of games are vastly underappreciated, and that they have the potential to be something very spectacular, especially when it comes to trivial little things. We've been able to do something that simply captures the attention. We believe there is significant untapped potential within the gaming world. With that, what are your opinions on this topic? Let us know down in the comments below. Do you believe that we need a virtual reality game similar to Sea of Thieves? Share your thoughts on that as well.